been going to conventions since as long as I can remember, if I'm completely honest.
Because, like, sometimes you can't cover an entire genre in half an hour.
Pausing, and we will probably resume it sometime this week.
It's kind of like the special features on a DVD.
Field Guide to Monsters?
One of the handbooks over there.
Huh.
This is Argo City Extra, a special edition of the Argo City podcast with Maddie and Matthew. This was not one I was expecting to go this long, but here we are. So sorry for two-parters in the same month, like back to back. But never fear, we're back with the remainder of our review of The Lone Ranger. They give a reason for it. I mean, we don't just get the Lone Ranger's origin here. We get Tonto's origin.
Yeah.
And that's fascinating.
Like,
the idea of tying the villain not just to the Lone Ranger, but also in some way to Tonto.
Yeah.
You know what? That's... I like this.
Yeah, I can give him credit for that.
There's a lot of good stuff here. And so that's one of those things I really enjoy.
Yeah, and, like, even, like, off of the mystical stuff, we were talking about the horses and stuff with, like, Silver, and like we were talking about, I love horses. They tend to be my gateway into this kind of thing. I loved watching Silver in this. He didn't appear nearly as much. Is it a he or is she? Silver is a he, right?
It is a he.
Okay.
And you know what? Even when we were watching the TV show, you're like, that's interesting. He's a character. He's not just a vehicle. He's a character. And he's a character in this, too.
More so than I would say the original series. Because
yes.
He gets a purpose. He is like his soul horse, I say with quotation marks with my fingers. He's his soul horse, who essentially brings him back from the dead. Like, we watch Tonto as he's, like, guiding the horse over to different people, because, like, this guy would be a great warrior. Let's look at this guy. And he just keeps walking back over to our Lone Ranger. Which is just kind of really funny.
Sometimes you don't get what you want. You get what you need.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of what this is.
We didn't get Tonto's horse in this.
No, we did not get Scout. I'm watching
Scout
on the cartoon right now. You asked me, does Tonto's horse have a name? The fact that I was able to pull that out of the air even surprises me a little bit. But
it's probably your dad putting it in your head, I bet.
It could be. But like I said, for me, the first time I truly connected with the Lone Ranger is through the Dynamite Comics series, and I showed you some of those.
Yeah.
I've got the whole series here.
Oh, wow.
I've got it in front of me. I just completed this run at Comicpalooza, that's our local comic book crawl, and some of you are like, you have a what?
Yeah.
Like we have
all, it's Ohio. We have all the weird things.
Northeast Ohio has a comic book culture like you would not believe. So, twice a year, Memorial Day and Labor Day, like all the dudes in the area, and there's more than you'd think, who like normally set up at comic book shows, they just like, okay, we're gonna get together and do a garage sale. So you drift from garage to garage, like all within like a 3 mile radius. It's all in Amherst, Ohio. And I discovered there's people who like drive from out of state for this.
Yeah.
Thing. Like, really? Because this is like 12 minutes away from me. And I get more comic books from Comicpalooza, from this comic crawl, going from one garage to the next, to the next,
yeah.
to the next, assuming that my daughter doesn't call me up, ask me, can you send me the car insurance? Because
I'm sorry, it was an accident.
I'm elbow deep in long boxes.
I didn't know that.
So I completed this collection of Lone Ranger comic books, but it's the first time anybody's gotten it right. And you know what? I'm not saying that because, this is the first one I saw, or this is... No, I was there for the Lone Ranger movie in 1981. It was terrible. This one was not good. I remember seeing previews for the one in 2001, It's like everybody wants to deconstruct this. I was there for the Topps comic book series too, which was also not good. Everybody wants to deconstruct this. Dynamite got it right. So the one, Matthews, Corello, White, Cassidy. This is the one. They get it. And it's one of the things that frustrates me about this movie too, because there's like, you have a guide. Just do this. Just do this. And it made me love them. And my father saw me buying these and he's like, where would I get these? This is actually good. This gets it right. How hard is it to get this right? You would think that it's not that hard, but they did 200 episodes and 2 movies. Yeah. I'm holding one of the DVDs from one of the movies.
With that much and so many fans, I can't imagine this is easy.
There's this desire to try to make it modern.
Yeah, I guess you're not wrong about that.
And I don't think you have to. I think there's a longing for pure heroes. This is what I always say about Superman. Mm-hmm. This is kind of what I was saying about He-Man. There's another character I really want to talk about, though, here. Well, that I think you would really want to talk about here. So,
yes.
like, I handed you, and you're like, wait, there's HeroClix of these things? Yeah, there were HeroClix of these things.
He then proceeded to tell me how much he hates them because they're like cartoon.
They are. They're. Well, you've played like normal HeroClix with me, and they look proper. These are not. But you know what? I really liked Red. I liked Helen Bonham Carter's character in this.
Can we talk about the fact that like she immediately upon her coming on screen, I'm looking at her face and I'm like, you look so familiar, but I can't figure out from what. I thought that I had recognized her from something Alice in Wonderland, but no. I asked you the name, and I was like, oh, I see.
Bellatrix
yeah,
Lestrange.
my Bellatrix, yeah.
I mean, also every other thing that Tim Burton's ever done.
Yeah, pretty much.
And she's great.
But
she's good in this.
She is.
Actually,
I wish I want her to have more screen time.
So, I mean, she's a madam. She's there for information, but she's also there for a distraction at the end. But I think that she's there for some key information. And I actually made it a point to stop everything, to, like, make you... I didn't tell you. I let you figure it out on your own. I also have to talk about Butch Cavendish. So, we'll come back to Red in a minute. Butch Cavendish has always been the villain. He's always been the one that killed all the Rangers in the valley and that John Reed's after. Okay. So that's cool. That's fine. And we watched the show.
Yeah.
And he's, this nice clean-cut guy, nicely trimmed mustache, plenty of Brill cream in his hair, slicked back. That is not the Butch Cavendish that Tonto in this movie is calling a Wendigo. Tell me about this monstrous Butch Cavendish.
He's... Honestly, it's hard to describe, but he's just like this sleazy, like, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna, like, touch your girl, or, like, it's hard to describe.
He's horrific to me. And they go out of their way to make him physically horrific with a hair lip and scraggly long hair and like a droopy eye.
Greasy, like ew.
But it's not even that. It's the fact, he's slimy. He's evil.
Yeah.
He's a cannibal.
Yeah.
He eats parts of people.
I don't know if that's gonna get this demonetized.
He literally eats the heart of the Ranger's brother. Look, I have been watching The Lone Ranger for a very long time. And even in 2013, I'd been watching The Lone Ranger for a very long time. Mm-hmm. This is the first time I'd been scared of Cavendish. This is the first time that he's more than just some black hat cowboy. Tonto's not wrong. I mean, he might not be a Wendigo, but he is a monster.
Yeah.
But that's almost the whole point of Helen Bonham Carter's character.
I've been calling her Madame Red, just because that's the.
No, that's it. And like she shows off. I'm like, and you know what? You're gonna relate to her anyhow because now you're in this world.
Do you know
where, like the whole Apothecary Diaries?
Yeah.
You're familiar with the Pleasure District. You understand.
A lot of anime follows that.
You understand what she's doing and where she is, and the whole ivory leg is just
because it didn't click to me at first. You didn't outright tell me it, but you did kind of talk me through it a bit.
Yeah.
As we like glanced up to
I don't want to tell you.
No.
I want you to find it on your own. I want you to get there.
But we glanced up to the portrait behind her as a dancer, and I start to overthink things. I'm like, oh, well, that's in Paris, so. And then we sit and I think about it. I'm like, oh, and I was shocked into silence for a good couple seconds.
Yeah,
like
that'll pull your hair back.
And they don't directly because it's like
How does she know what Butch Cavendish is?
Yes, but like
they never say his name. They describe him, and she's like, oh, Butch Cavendish. And you even said, how does she know who he is?
Yeah, but what I want to know is, was she captured? Was it like cut off and then he, devoured it, or was it more of a like?
Was he the boyfriend that she replaced with the cat?
Yeah, like
I don't know. They don't give us the answer.
But it makes you think, and it frankly not telling us kind of makes it more
it makes
ominous.
It worse.
Yeah.
That moment, watching her sit there with the ivory leg that's a prosthetic. It's replaced her real leg.
Yeah.
And the ballerina painting above her.
Yeah.
And you just
your heart
realize
it just drops.
What he took from her.
Yeah.
I mean, not just that. It's the career. It's the future.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything. Why is she a madam? Because she can't do anything else.
And I don't know about all the disabled stuff back in these days, but they were not treated kindly, so it makes sense that she would have felt the need to go here. And frankly, she's a good madam. One of my favorite things about her is like we see her like lean back against your chair, and Tonto is like reaching out to touch her leg, and suddenly we see a gun pull out of her leg and go boom, and I'm like, what?
I mean, she uses that to detonate some of the stuff later on too.
But that's not the point. The fact that she built that into her leg in the first place is like, she immediately became like my favorite thing.
But she's so good. She's such a good part of this.
Like, I half expected her to join the crew. I kind of wish she had.
She kind of does, because okay, so you at one point looked at me and it's like, man, it's not a Western without dynamite.
Uh-huh.
And they accommodated you with that as well. Boy, did they accommodate. And she set it off with her leg.
Yeah.
And
like the freaking badass she is.
No, I think this is just, there's so much good here. By the way, so that moment, that heartbreaking moment when you realize what happened, they then see fit to throw a joke in.
What?
Again, I edited the crap out of this. The Lone Ranger found the cat that she lost. Remember Tonto was asking about it?
Yeah.
And he'd been running around that room with the bird cage on his head. I edited that out too.
Okay.
And then the Lone Ranger came back. The guys burst in, and the Lone Ranger came back and said, "Hey, I found your cat!" And I'm in the theater. I'm just pulling my hair out.
How can you make a joke after saying something that serious?
There's so much good in here. There's so much nuance here. There's there are stories upon stories here.
Yeah.
We haven't even talked about the real villain, because Butch Cavendish is just the muscle.
Yeah.
The real villain is like the governor building the railroad.
Yeah.
You reacted really strongly to the railroads.
Yeah, it was like I was trying to get like a sense of like where we are. I mean, Western can like
That's funny
not
because it's
where we
usually
are.
me saying that. Like,
Yeah.
what's the time period? And you were doing it this time.
Well, yeah, I was commenting on the style of the dresses, on the like railroads and stuff, and like this. I can't even tell you, like, even despite the fact that this movie, we cut it down to like 2 hours, we had probably spent 2.5 hours because we kept pausing and just talking history because it just kept posing so many interesting questions with the railroads, and
Yeah.
then I was asking about the gold rush and with like them going for like the silver and such, and combining everything. It was just like, wow, Disney does what they do best, and that's costume design.
Yeah, like you finally caught on to the era clicked for you when they went into Red's little
I noticed
little pleasure district.
it was like the not quite Empire Wastes, but like the slightly there that it was like, oh, I know what time period we're in.
But
And
I
it's
mean,
just-
even
yeah.
like you're watching the slats go down and the rail get pounded in, and you're like, I'm
We need to cover the John Henry song
Yeah.
for that.
And this brings us back to Superman. It's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, it feels like that, and it's like you just feel it.
Like, speaking of feeling, this entire movie just feels so big. This world
It
feels
does.
so big compared to like the usual series. You mentioned you commented something about that earlier.
Yeah. See, the TV show, like, if you watch the TV, if you really watch it close, you'll see, like, you never see an entire room. You'll see a corner. You'll see 2 walls, not 3.
Yeah.
2. That tight of perspective. Whereas, like I said, it's 200 movies, but it's 200 episodes, but it's 2 movies. There's The Lone Ranger, and there's The Lone Ranger on the Lost City of Gold.
Huh.
The movies are excellent.
Oh, that's good.
So, all of the stuff that we kept, like, oh, look at that beautiful landscape.
Yeah.
I see that in the movies, too. And it was, after watching the movies, I went back to the TV shows and, like, wow, this is really cramped.
Yeah.
This is really cropped. This is really tightly shot. So you're not wrong. There's something else you mentioned, though, about the landscapes. How alive it is.
It does. It feels so alive. You have like, I mean, obviously you have like extras in those movies, but you have lots of people doing their own things in the background. You see like not like birds, but the landscape just feels alive. It feels healthy. It feels.
There's
It's
plenty
hard to
of
say other than
animals
alive.
activities.
Yeah, like animal activities. We're constantly seeing stuff at different angles. We're constantly cutting back and forth between like different people and different things, and you can really get a full picture of. So,
Just these
yeah.
gorgeous wide shots.
Yeah,
It's
so pretty.
beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's so well shot, and
It is.
it's one of those things that makes me wish it was a better movie, which is why, like, I spent a week cutting this down so that we could trim the fat out and trim a lot of the gags out, and because there's so much good in here. Mm-hmm. There are so many great ideas. They and they don't ignore the lore.
No, I feel like they comment on it. They don't lean fully into it, but they do rely on it in a way,
Well,
I guess.
occasionally they'll expand on it too.
Yeah.
So it's like the vest.
Oh my gosh. When Tonto was handing the Lone Ranger his
Mask.
in the initial one, it's just made out of his brother's what was it, vest?
Yeah, just, the vest, the fabric.
Yeah.
This version of the brother is wearing a leather vest, which looks cooler, but it's even more than that.
Yeah, they let me see if I can find the quote. He says, and I quote, eyes cut by the bullets that killed him. Which is like,
Oh, yeah. It sends chills, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Like, it's not just cutting out of your brother's vest. The eyes are the bullet holes.
Yeah. That's just, it makes you shiver.
I love this. I absolutely love this.
Yeah. When they do it right, they do it right.
Yeah. And it makes me wish there was so much more right. Because there is, I keep coming back to, there's so much good in here. There's a brilliant movie in here. There's one other thing I wanted to point out, too. Mm-hmm. So, Dan Reed, the brother.
Yeah.
John Reed's brother, Dan. Mm-hmm. He has a son. The little boy that's walking around. You're like, don't give the little boy a gun.
Don't give the kid he's like, what, 8?
I don't know how old he is. He's really small in this. I will admit. This is actually adherent to the lore, though, as well.
What?
The boy shows up in the TV show.
Does he?
But he's a teenager.
Oh, that makes sense.
So, we see Dan Reed Jr. more than once. And I think it's very cool that they're integrating him so much into this. And I mean, it's fun stuff, too. Like, he's uncomfortable with Tonto. But on the other hand, when Tonto's sneaking through underneath the train, he's feeding him grapes.
Yeah. And, if I hadn't, because you know what I thought the kid was supposed to be? I thought he was supposed to be a parallel to the one that's being told the story.
Well, I don't know that that's...
And I realize now that that's not true. But at the time, that's what I would have thought. Like, that's kind of him inserting himself into the story. But, oh, well, that's interesting.
Dan's important. Because Dan Reed, he grows up. And his descendants do more.
Huh.
So, I'm going to pull out a book that I've been hiding behind the couch.
Okay. That's a Green Hornet book.
That is a Green Hornet book.
Don't tell me.
So,
oh, and it's signed.
Yes, it is. It's signed by Ron Fortier, who wrote the Now Comics miniseries. He turned it over to Chuck Dixon to do the regular series, and then he came back.
Oh.
It is the finest version of the Green Hornet ever. Huh. But, so we look at the Green Hornet old in his mansion.
Yeah.
And he's looking up at a portrait. Here, let me turn the page. No!
That's a weird mask. But
it's a cereal mask.
That's funny. Wait, I think you've told me about that connection before.
Well, let me read it to you. Because this graphic novel, this hardback edition, is the only one where this appears.
Oh, okay.
They're from the memoirs. From his memoirs. This is Britt Reed Sr., not Jr.
Okay.
Because the Green Hornet is Britt Reed.
Oh.
Britt Reed Sr. In his will, Dan Reed Jr., my father, had left particular instructions for his final rest. He was to be cremated and his ashes buried in a small, isolated cemetery located somewhere in central Texas. His attorney ultimately explained this was, in fact, the burial site of my illustrious grandfather, Texas Ranger Daniel Reed Sr.
Huh.
There are rare occasions in one's life where memories remain crystal clear throughout the years. The journey by train to Texas is as vivid today as though it were yesterday. At long last, we reached Bryan's Gap and the small plot of earth located on a high ridge above the ominous-looking gulch. Bordered by only hand-set rocks, the unpretentious plot was identified by 13 wooden crosses, most having fallen with time. Barely able to read the chiseled names on each plank, we set silently about returning the individual crosses to their proper stances. And we found the two that we'd located. Daniel Reed and John Reed. In the spot between the two brothers, Jack and I dug a small hole and reverently set the urn with my father's ashes into it.
Aww.
After burying the urn, Jack read a passage from Mother's Bible, and we simply stood there in silence. My mother filled with images of my loving father, and the many times he'd regaled Jack and I with the fantastic story of John Reed and how he'd miraculously escaped the massacre that had occurred in this place.
Oh my gosh.
That evening, sitting around the blazing fire, not 50 yards from the ghosts of those brave men, Jack and I finally related the tale to young Tom and my son, Britt II, who had already laid out his role by the horses and gone off to sleep. This was the confession of my secret life as the notorious Green Hornet. It was a revelation that quickly prompted scores of questions from all three. I'd like to believe it brought us closer together. And it was a special night.
Aww.
So, the Green Hornet is the grandson of the Lone Ranger.
That's so cool.
Even more so, that's the Green Hornet of the serials, of the movie serials.
Of the ones we've been watching?
No.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
That's the Green Hornet of the black and white movie serials.
Oh.
The one we've been watching from the 60s is the son of that person.
Oh, that's fun. That's so cool that it's like multiple generations back.
And so the comic books from now, that's his son.
Oh.
There's the serials, there's the TV show, there's the comics.
That's so cool.
And it's one of those interesting things where it's like the Green Hornet could be deconstructed. Like, we've talked previously about how, like, the reason that the Superman movies from Zack Snyder didn't work is because he tried to deconstruct him. He tried to make it gritty and dark, and that doesn't work.
Yeah.
And the Lone Ranger doesn't really work that way either.
No,
The Green Hornet could, though.
Yeah.
If you go a little further down the line.
Like, I feel like the Lone Ranger he kind of exists in that middle range. You can't be, like, overly Superman with him, but you can't go full dark side Batman with him. He needs to be, like Flash levels of, like,
Yeah.
the light and the dark, kind of.
Well, and you know what? The other thing about the Lone Ranger is you can't... The TV show's campy. We watched some of the TV shows. You were, like, talking about how, oh, man, these fight sequences are...
Suck.
Yeah, and you're not wrong. But at the same time, it's not intentionally that way. That's a limitation. It's television in 1953.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's like, it's what they can do. When you make it intentionally campy. It's like, everybody who listened to us last week and listened to me rant about this and listened to you rant about this.
About it, yeah.
With Masters of the Universe. Just because it was accidentally campy back then doesn't mean it couldn't be. I'm going to show you one more page from the comics because this is the perfect encapsulation of how you could do this in a gritty moment. So, the bad guys figured out who the Reeds were.
Uh-oh. That's
They
not
bombed
good.
the ancestral mansion.
Oh, no!
And so, the current one comes to pack up stuff, and you just see this. Haven't we paid you enough?
What more do you want, damn you? What more can we give?
And the painting of the Lone Ranger just stares back. Generational stories will always get me. They will always capture my imagination. Let's go back to that gulch where Cavendish ambushed the Texas Rangers. That one act set off 100 years of vengeance.
Oh, defeating their own Wendigos in their timeline.
It's 1863, I think, and this is 1994.
Oh, dang.
1993. Over 100 years.
Yeah.
That one act.
That's crazy.
It reverberates through the century. I think that's fascinating. I think that's how you do that. Huh. Don't disrespect it.
Yeah.
Don't make fun of it. I think this is a great origin story once we lose the jokes.
No,
there's a lot about this I like.
Yeah, and from an outside perspective that didn't know you had cut out that specifically, I thought that from a general perspective, the movie was entertaining. It was fun. I mean, I had my personal opinions, but that's just because I had my own personal opinions. But from an outside perspective, this was a good movie. It was great. It's such a shame they had to ruin it.
It really is. And I kind of hope that after all of this, that maybe we redeemed it a little bit. That's it for this week.
And we'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Happy Father's Day.